The Truther Girls.
Hi everyone. I want to give you some good news and some bad news, but first I'd just like to remind you that I have a Facebook page which is The Truther Girls. So please go and like my page, because if you do that, you're going to get all kinds of cool updates and news and silly pictures and lots of stuff. So the good news and bad news. Well, the good news is that if you live in England, the price of frozen hamburgers has gone down by 40 pence. The bad news is that that's because the frozen hamburgers have been found to be contaminated with horse meat. And not only in the UK, but apparently the horse meat scandal is a Europe-wide problem. Oh boy. So they investigated this and they traced it to packing plants in Romania. And apparently the packing plants were not doing anything wrong. They were telling their customers that they were selling horse meat. But in between, that intermediary didn't tell the retailers then that the burgers were actually part horse meat. And apparently this is not a question of a couple isolated incidents. Border chief sees 48 tons of illegal meat containing horse and donkey as food secretary prepares to grill supermarkets over growing crisis. Donkey meat? Apparently this meat is being smuggled in by criminal gangs from Eastern Europe who've realized that they could make big bucks selling horse and donkey meat instead of beef. And apparently this isn't a new thing. It says here, meat seized from docks and airports around UK in last 7 years alone. 7 years! This has been going on for 7 years. People all over the UK and Europe have been eating horse meat and donkey meat for 7 years, and we're only just finding out about this now? Well, it's kind of freaky that they're buying beef and they're actually eating horse. But, you know, if you think about it, it's not really so bad. I mean, it's bad that the food is being mislabeled, but horse meat really isn't that bad for you. In a lot of places, they actually like horse meat. The Huffington Post here even has a list of 9 countries that actually love horse meat. I think part of people's horrified reaction to it, realizing they've been eating maybe horse meat, it's not just the fact that the food is mislabeled and that we can't trust the industries that supply us with our food, which is bad enough, but a lot of people are cutitarian, and so they don't eat things that are cute. Anyhow, the fact that it's horse meat in and of itself isn't really that bad. I mean, maybe horse meat is good for you, maybe it's better for you than cow meat, I don't know. But the fact that it's not labeled right, that I think reflects a bigger problem. The problem here is that our food comes from agribusiness, huge agribusiness farms, industrial farming, and then the distribution and processing is all handled by huge corporations, and probably a lot of criminal gang activity involved in a lot of areas of our food supply. And so then when you go to the supermarket, you don't really know what you're getting. And that's the fact, that anytime you're getting anything that's processed, or you're buying especially fast food, you really don't know what's in it. Here are 4 fast food ingredients that are way worse than horse meat. Well, they mention a few things like in the, was it Wendy's Coffee Toffee Twisted Frosty, a laxative chemical and electronic cigarette filter known as propylene glycol. Propylene glycol is something I've seen listed on the ingredients in vanilla flavoring. There's all kinds of junk in our food. Flour bleaching agents used in yoga mats and foamed plastic. And anti-foaming agents also, I remember in the McDonald's chicken nuggets. Number 3 is silicone breast implant filler. Well, it's not exactly from the breast implants. That would be really weird if they recycled breast implants as food, but maybe they do, I don't know. But they're actually just talking about like silicone that's put in a food, and it is. And then there's, oh yeah, the fact that you don't know what you're getting, because they will label and relabel things. Like MSG, you might be wanting to avoid MSG, and it says natural flavors, or it says spices or autolyzed yeast extract, and you don't realize it, but that's actually also MSG. And the same thing goes for aspartame. Sometimes they label it as something else, and they can get away with that. Number 4, a chemical salad. So you go to a fast food place and you order the salad and you think that that's okay, but it's full of chemicals like disodium inosinate, disodium guanylate, which apparently also are MSG, forms of MSG. So the fact that there's horse meat in the food, all it tells me is that if you're buying processed food, if you're buying fast food, then you don't know what you're getting, which you, of course, you never really did. And one other thing I'd like to add, though, is that in a way, horse meat is a lot better than what they had in the 1990s when they were using the spinal cords and even the cerebrospinal fluid of cows was making its way into the food supply and into the meat in the school lunches. And because of this, a lot of people came down with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, which is the human variant of mad cow. So school lunches, you know, it's a horrifying thought that this is the kind of stuff that is out there in the food, especially the food that they're giving our kids at school. But the only way around this is just don't buy processed food. And if you're going to buy meat, you have to know really what the source is, and don't buy any prepackaged stuff from the supermarket, because it could be horse meat or it could be something else. Who knows what's in the food? Buy local and know the source of your food. That's the only way around this. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it. Well, let me know what you think. And thanks for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.